Hi, you all. It's me, Lynn Daniel, Dr. Lynn Daniel, PhD, EDS. I'm the self care evangelist. My business, Lynn Daniel Consulting LLC, is celebrating its 5th year. And I wanted to come and share that with you. This is a monumental moment for me. So, my small business has been around for 5 years. I started in 2019 as a way for me to grow my own skill set, meet new people, serve the community, and just get ready for life beyond the classroom. What would I want to do upon fully retiring from teaching? So I started Lynn Daniel Consulting LLC in 2019. I went to my local bank where I was banking, and a wonderful bank person, I forget their titles, but the bank offered a service where they would help me fill out the papers for the LLC. They would submit the papers for me, no cost at all. And so my bank helped me to formalize my education consulting business. And along with that, they helped me to open up a business checking account and start from there. And then this was 2019, prior to the pandemic, prior to the world being, when we are now more virtual and digital than we were. So in 2019, the Small Business Administration offered a program called SCORE, or SCORE, and you could go there and get mentoring education. They would host meetings and those types of things. But because I teach school during the day and I'm running my business, I call it my 5 to 9, it just never really worked out for me to attend any of the SCORE meetings face to face. Well, when we pivoted 2020 to a more virtual world, then I was able to start seeing and understanding how to utilize technology and the communities and the platforms of technology to help me grow. I use LinkedIn to help me grow. I already had an account there. It was an active account. I probably at that time had it for over 5 years. At that time, I had a premium account that was just pretty much dormant. I wasn't doing anything with it. Well, I decided, I got a challenge from someone it was an indirect challenge, really. It wasn't directly towards me. This person put forth the challenge in his community to his audience, and I just so happened to stumble across his comment, his challenge. And I said to myself, well, I am going to go over there on LinkedIn and introduce myself to people I don't know. And so I took that upon myself. Now, I don't recommend how I did it, 5 years ago, it wasn't the cool thing to do, but I did it. I introduced myself to strangers, and some of them responded and connected with me or followed me, and some of them did not respond at all. Some of them just weren't active on their accounts anyway, and I didn't at that time fully understand how to recognize who was active or not. But once I got busy over there, I was able to become a part of a great community of small business owners, educational consultants, doctors, educational doctors like PhDs, EDS, medical doctors who are running their small businesses. And in this community, we all kind of stumbled across each other in something called the Social Saturday, where every Saturday we would introduce ourselves to more people. It was a formal group. It was becoming a formal group, and we would just tag or comment, hi, I'm interested in meeting more people. Some of the people would be in your industry, some would not. But for me, it was a way for me to learn, make connections. observe how other business owners were growing their businesses, understand how to like target my message and then target the right audience for my message. And to me, it's still growing and formulating. Now, in that whole that was what, a couple of years of work there. I was able to meet a group of entrepreneurs who specialize in government contracts, procurements. Now, what I learned, my ears were wide open and I was listening and attending their virtual meetings to gain understanding, to glean, that skill set required for procurements. And what I have come to understand, that there are a few other things that I could put in place to make sure that when I go for the procurement and I go for that contract, that I will be ready to implement and fulfill the procurement and the contract easily, orderly, and with integrity, right? And so these are things that you learn when you're in community. So I would recommend that you all first, those of you who do have a small business here on YouTube, many of us are in the Christian community where we are encouraging each other to grow in our faith, to pray and fast and study. And I am newly stepping into sharing my faith and connecting my faith with self-care. So now I know that I can take this message to a whole different community about what self-care looks like, and what healing and walking in our faith, what it looks like. So I encourage you all to overcome your fear of being misunderstood, of being criticized. Those are things that helped me back initially. I didn't want people to accuse me of being a scammer or accuse me of being a fake doctor. I've heard that being said. Well, you're not a medical doctor. How are you talking about self-care? You're not a psychiatrist. How are you talking about self-care? But see, in education, we talk about social emotional learning, because that is the fundamental aspect of learning. And so I'm highly qualified to teach and to train and to make content on the subject of social emotional learning. And so I had to stand in my authority and not be so concerned about the criticisms that others may bring. Yes, people are going to criticize, misjudge you, or think wrongly of you. I had people wondering, why do you have two phones? I had someone ask me, why did I have two phones? First off, it's none of your business why I have two phones. And secondly, why are you thinking something negative about me having two phones? Like, why are you even concerned? So see, learn what your message is, learn your stance. And I was able to give the person an answer. I chose to give them an answer. These are things, those social emotional learning, self-care things that we will address as we build our businesses, so that we can tell our stories to our audience and to tell it to people who are not our audience, people who are in our world, people we engage with. Tell our story, right? Because telling our story, which is our experience, right? Our story is our life experience, our training, what our content is, our skill sets, all of those things that help us to be qualified to do what we are presenting to our audience. So I encourage you all to write it down, make a business plan, go forth and get your business established and organized through your state. I do have my credentials as a small business owner, a Black business owner, or minority owner. I have all the government classifications, or you will, the labels that position me when I'm ready to get those government contract procurements, then I'm ready. I'm able to do that when I'm ready. Okay, so thank you all for viewing this video today. You see my flowers. That's what you see. My birthday flowers. Celebrating year 5 of Lynn Daniel Consulting LLC. All right, so you all go bravely, go forth. All right, be blessed.